Nah. Okie doke. Daniel, Jurgen, Rams, Gavin, Samuel, Gary. Okay, so we've got enough of an audience to get rolling. We've got here. We've got a 1932. That's sorry, 2179. Someone's inspected the been to Apple, then went to another store. Another store tried to fix things up. They got it running momentarily, and then it died. Now, I will say that this is not unusual for a 2179. Likewise, 1932. They seem to have this predisposition to you fixing them up. You get them running, and they just drop dead. Like, literally within 30 seconds, they're up and running, and then something just kills them. I don't know what it is, but I've had it on my fair share number of machines. And you're like, what did I do? So was it my fault? Was it something else? But it just seems to be an issue with these machines is that they, I don't know whether the damage happens prior during the original fault, and then when you bring it up again, it just sort of says, it's kind of like resurrecting a corpse. Have a minute or two to discuss things, and then it goes back to the underworld forevermore. Thunderbird. Hey Joey, I thought you'd be preparing for your stream there, buddy. Suppose you've got a couple of hours to go, haven't you? So I'm suspecting that this one is potentially going to be comparatively quick. It's just going to be a case of me, theoretically it's going to be a case of me going, yeah, okay, it's dead. And the end. I guess we'll see. So that's a big battery pimple. Same battery as the one that we had last night. Speaking of which, the person from last night, I am getting a new battery for them. We got a bit of liquid damage going on here. You can sometimes sort of see the stickiness there. It's plugged in. We've got a missing screw. It'd be terrible if that was the problem. We've got some ants running through it, but that could be from here. Got another missing screw. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Like I said, this is a 20 volt. Okay, we've got... Alright, so we've got 20 volts, but no current flowing. And we're not pulsing. Same for that. 20 volts, no current flow, can't speak. No pulsing. Okay, let's try it without the battery. Interesting. I wonder if the battery is actually part of the fault here. By the way, Jerry, did you end up ordering a replacement battery for that Dell? Or was the outcome something different again? That was I couldn't watch that stream. I had to run away. It was created all manner of PTSD for me watching that stream. Oh, your friend's gonna order. Okay, cool. It just shocks me how everybody wants to do all manner of crazy things to your boards before just trying out the simple things. Right, let's just get another battery. So stop it. Just stop it, all of you. Stop it. Hey Pierre. Hey Mr. Bodger. And as I understand it, that was probably less intense than the night before. I wasn't there for the night before. Probably a good thing. That slipped out a little easy. Well, we'll see where the damage was on this one and what they've already fixed. There's a bit of a washout there, so I'm guessing it was around this area that they did the fix. On the upside, they sent me this as a spare. Whether it'll be useful or not, we don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm just going to check the job details on this one. So 2440. Had a donor board and replaced some small surrounding components that were shorted. Machine booted, functions seamlessly until you powered off and reassembled. Machine no longer draws. Okay, we did see it sort of drawing 20 volts. Battery unplugged will draw 5.5 amp, which we got. It didn't say what components they replaced. The first one was most feral. Okay, one day I might have to watch that first one. It's going to be like me trying to watch Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchens, or Kitchen Nightmares. I find it very difficult to watch shows like that. What did you replace, man? Oh, wait, they've got something down here. What's this? Okay, so I think that's probably where they did the rework. Hey, Dreams. What do you mean don't watch it? Now that's just going to make everybody watch it. Gee whiz. Don't you know how the Streisand effect works? Yeah, this so this will be a 1598. That was a little bubble of corrosion. Well, what we can do is we sort of work backwards. I'm a little worried this ISL might have taken a hit too. We work backwards in this case. We look around here and say, okay, what is this? What is that? And if they said that was shorted, I do wonder. So I guess we'll have a look at the board view and the schematic. Okie dokie, so we're on the back side, somewhere around here, I think. What have we got? Okay, it's this here. Okay, so if that was shorted, that's PM, RSM, reset low. My goodness. What's this part? System on chip clock request control. So what's your purpose? 1v8. that. What is your... should be 0.604 on the diode mode there. So that'll give us something to work with. Thunderbird 6. Repair my MacBook Pro, RAM slot corrosion. Oh, right, yes. Yeah, so you're still doing alright with that one slot. I don't know if the 16 gig would work in that one, but I am glad to hear that it's still working. What I was worried about was going to happen, because one slot on those traditionally does eventually fail just through mechanical fatigue. It leaves you with one other slot. And I was kind of worried for an instant then that it was going to be that they were both different slots. So you'd have the mechanical failure slot and you'd have your corrosion slot. And I'm like, yep, that'd be great. Both of them taken out. Alright, so that's pretty much on the mark. What have we got? 602, so yeah, you definitely can't complain about that. I mean, yeah, there's little bits of dags and whatnot of... Oh, there we go, that's our fault. Found it. Hey Jim, welcome. Haven't been seeing you around much. I've been watching you on Discord, of course, but I haven't seen you around here much. Okay, I don't know if anyone can see that. This may not truly be the fault, but I'm hoping you can see what I'm experiencing here. That's not supposed to do that. So I'm not sure which pad. I know I can see the pad on the right is definitely lifted from the board, but I'm not sure what about this one. And that one looks like it drops to a veer. Okay, it's ground, thankfully, that one, so that's good. And fortunately, this one here, it sort of does a bit of a run around. It's attached to that pad there as well. So even though you can't see it there, they are technically attached. We'll just confirm that. Yep, okay. Thunderbird, are you finding the machine runs a bit better? We did an SSD replacement on that, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. As well as the RAM fix-up. Christian? Okay, so what I'm going to do is lift that cap up and see if I can make it sit down a bit better. What I'm theorizing might be happening is it's intermittently touching. I mean, I could be wrong, but it certainly needs to be fixed either way. Hey, Teslas. So back up a little bit. I might actually do both the caps. Oh, we'll do one at a time. Just punch that brightness up a little higher. I think it's the ground pad that's loose here. Yeah, it's the ground pad that's loose. And you can see the corrosion around the recess area, around the next cap. So what could be happening is that pad has sort of like popped off the top of its veer, the stalk. And so it's just rocking around and intermittently making connection, which is making that cap float. It shouldn't be a big problem, that cap floating, I don't think. Let's see, C8245. Schematics. So this is the cap. It is just a decoupling cap, but Yeah, there might be a good reason for it. Anyway, point is, it needs fixing. Hey Brad, seems to be running slow. You put 8 gigs, but will do what I want. It seems to be running slow. I don't know. That's kind of weird that's running slow. I would have thought it'd run the same or better at least, because we did migrate to a solid state drive, so it should be a bit quicker. I wonder if there's a sensor, if you run like a sensor test program, I wonder if anything's showing up as being problematic. Anyway, so the way I can get around the whole ground pad situation is I'm just going to bridge it to this one here. So we're just going to make a little bridge, put the cap back, well, put a new cap down, bridge it, and that way it's definitely locked in on the ground. Those ones seem fine. MPEG compression, would it? So, you're talking about YouTube's drama? So I want 1 microfarad, 63201. Okay, fortunately we do have exactly that cap. Hey Thomas McWake, thanks for dropping in. Everybody having a chill Sunday. I have been pulling my hair out because I've been trying to integrate libzip into my source code, and it doesn't always go to plan. I finally managed to get it to work for both Linux and Windows. To be fair, the problem isn't the problem isn't the library per se. The problem is trying to get it to build as part of the larger build project. Because unfortunately things like libzip, they're comparatively complex libraries. Okay, this should pull itself to the right once it gets hot enough and my fingers don't burn. Come on. Okay, I just realised why it's not doing that. Okay, what I did wrong here is that I failed to remember that I don't know what solder they're using there, and I was meant to put down my own leaded solder. That's okay. It was all intentional. We need to warm the board up. Absolutely knew what I was doing. Just testing you all. Still working on the semi-intelligent indexing. Oh yeah, that's going to be a bit of a drama with the indexing of those board view files and everything like that. I was going to start looking at indexing them by their MD5 hash or SHA, 256 or whatever. MD5 would be more than ample. Because I do wonder how many duplicates are in amongst all that too. But I do have to come up with some way of being able to host 200 to 300 gigabytes of stuff. Well, Thunderbird 6, if you do want to see if we can take it any further, just let me know. Although, yeah, I'll be saying somewhat be happy with what you've got, but I am a little bit concerned about the lack of performance, because it really should make a difference. There we go, bridged. And that's intentional. Nice when you intentionally have to bridge something. Kristen, you talk about Bird Jim? Because he's right here. I'm just going around testing, see if any other parts have been knocked around. That one's okay. That's not the cleanest right now, I do agree. I do worry about this part. It feels like it's on, but it's not on nicely enough for me. And I got goddamn vibration on the bench. Oh, you're driving me mad. Yeah, it's tolerable. I've got to redo my bench and get the fume extractor to be more isolated. Problem is guessing stuff from the manually typed. Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, there's too much human element in it. You do want to sort of get it reduced down to some sort of standard text format. Now that kind of came off partially in a strange way. There's a big chunk there, and if you look down there, you can see the pad looks a little funny. Hey, Firephone. Normally I miss you when it's Graham's channel. Okay, I'm just going to scrap that back. Feels like it's not quite perfect there. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we can do with that. But yeah, Thomas, coming up with a good, consistent naming convention that covers all the requirements, that's the fun part. And I think also it'll probably have to be key indexed in two ways. In the sense of we'll have like the usual brand, type, so like say like Apple, Macbook, Mac, phone, things like that. But then at the same time, you need to be able to reorganize the naming, so it's like phones / Apple / iPhones or whatever. So yeah. But that's easy enough to do anyway. Hey, John Finn. Let's see now. This particular part that we've just pulled off is a 22 nanofarad. 22 nanofarad 6.3. It's a bit of a quirky value. It's not super critical either, thankfully. It's just there for noise control, nothing special. Noise control or slew rate limiting. I might have to steal it from another board. It's not a value I normally would keep around. Got 40.47s. 220 nanofarad. That's a magnitude too far. Yeah. Okay. We'll just take it from a donor board. And we're not going to use their donor board. Hey, Bill Mask, welcome. We're going to take it from this one here. The reason why we're not taking it from their donor board is, as far as I know, their donor board is iCloud locked. And that means that Apple probably has a lock on those capacitors, and therefore if I move them across, then fire it up, it's going to know that and it's going to lock it out. And that was a whole lot of bullshit. The only reason I'm not going to use their iCloud lock board is because I like to keep working boards as working as long as I can. So I don't want to go taking parts from it. The reason why I like working boards like that is because you can use them as references for things like diode values and all that sort of stuff. Wow, this is actually surprisingly difficult to get this one off. Yep. Oh, the cats, yeah. Draining our life force at every opportunity they can, the little bastards. Naturally, I love them, of course. Doesn't change the fact that they can be quite demanding. Like in the middle of the day, I'm trying to get work done, and then Milo decides he wants to get some sleep. But in order to sleep, he wants me to hold him. He wants to snuggle in my arm as I hold him as he falls off to sleep. And it's very cute, it's all that sort of stuff, but then the problem is that I fell asleep too. And so for about 2.5 hours, we're both asleep on the bed. Yeah, see, I got plenty of donors for the 59s and 79s, so there's no point destroying a working board. Ooh, what are you? You're a useless 0045. I need to get some 244s. Okay, I'm just waiting for that to cool off. Is the pink spot discoloration? The pink spot is to indicate where work is being done, or work has been done. It's just a marker for me to see from a distance what I've been doing, or what I think needs to be doing. And it works well. You know, it's pretty easy to spot the pink mark everywhere. Yeah, to do or has done. Okay, let's see how we go now. Not switching to 20 volts still. That's weird. Well, here we are. This is why a working donor is handy, because we can plug this in and see what it does. And as you can see, that fires off into 20 volts and carries on. So, see, that's why I don't destroy these boards, because they're damn useful as a reference. Jim, it actually was, yes, one of the best sleeps I've had in a little while. I don't get a lot of sleep. I'm lucky if I get 4 hours in the night. Okay, so if that wasn't the fault, then what the hell is? I suppose I could bring out the infrared. Although we could have a... Ooh, is there any... No, it can't be in T2... Can't be in DFU mode because it was working until it stopped charging, which means it could be a bad ISL, but we are getting 20 volts when we have a battery present. This is kind of making my head hurt a little bit. What I don't like is that we've got a lot of flux floating around everywhere else, which makes it harder for me to ascertain what's going on. Yeah, I was thinking DFU, but like I said, it was running and then it stopped. I mean, I suppose I could check it, no harm in it. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll just plug it into the machine behind me and see if it comes up and says DFU. Although I'd be quite confused if it is, to be honest. Come on, hurry up. Boot! The other thing that confuses me is that it does still get 20 volts when we put the battery in, so I'll have a look at the 3V. Yeah, anyway. Come on, come on, come on. Boot. Okay. Nothing in that orientation. Well, I do not appear to be getting anything. So I guess we'll pull out the infrared, but like I said, I really am not expecting the infrared to reveal anything in this particular instance. We're going to need a heat plate. Right. Where's my big board? I have a large, thick, there it is, bamboo board here. The reason being is that it stops the heat from the table coming up too quickly. So particularly if I've been doing hot air work on here, you'd be surprised how quickly the hot air will get through the board and start messing with the results. You're on, you're on. That's not a hot spot, that's just... There is another... Where is it? No, it's a reflection. You gotta turn off the lights. Yeah, I don't like where that heat is building up. That's pretty sure that's under the T2. That's T2. That's that there. Hey, Jason. Jason, did you get the message on SMS? Your machine is fixed up. Yeah, that feels like a T2 issue to me. For now, at least. Yeah, check your SMS, Jason. It's all done. It was done a couple of days ago, in fact. I just thought you'd been busy with everything else, so I didn't push. Hey, 10 minute. Is it humid? Yeah, it is right now. I don't know. Anyone got any ideas here? Because I'm sort of running out of the simple ideas right now. Guess we'll take the heatsink off and have a look under there. What do we get for time? 36. So I might close this one up and call it a no fix. Come on, there you go. Something was... There's scum on that section there. Probably Jedi scum. Phew, that's an almost problematic factory job there. No, I can't really see anything that is problematic, to be honest. Looks pretty good, so far as all that can go. Benign big lumps. Still always a worry until it's confirmed, isn't it? Doesn't matter how much you rationalize with yourself and throw yourself all the statistics and all that sort of stuff, it just, yeah, it still rattles. Ideas? Anybody? I'm sort of kind of out, especially at this hour of night. Clock crystal, could be. It's it's sort of fallen into the realm of the great unknowns, hasn't it? I guess we'll just start by looking at, okay, we've got our fundamentals, like 3v3 G3 hot. The symptoms are basically, it was working after they fixed some corrosion around up here. and then when the battery ran out, it stopped working. So yeah, it still kind of feels like it could actually be the ISL, in all honesty, which could be why the battery helps. Oops. Okay, what do we got here? 12.3. Can never remember with these ones whether 12.3 or 12.6 is what we need. Anyway, let's see. What have we got coming out of there? 3.3, and it's pretty stable. Yeah, it's nice and stable. No, I did not ultrasonic the board. Don't do that anymore. Not with these ones. You guys reckon maybe try replace the ISL? I know it's disgusting, Hal Mary. The main reason why I'm kind of curious is because there's a lot of weird rework going on around here, and I don't understand why. Like, if the damage was over by the memory shields, then why am I seeing liquid flux and all that sort of stuff around here? Just going to do some diode mode checking around that ISL and see if anything sort of jumps up and says, hey, we're not right. So back that brightness off a smidge for me. Don't care about you guys. I've got to be the one that sees it. So 494. 846 is good. 586. Yep. Yep. So these should be basically mirrors of each other. Yep. 455. Yep. 48. Yeah, it should be 48. Yeah. Yep, good enough. 42. Close enough. Oops. I hate it when I slip like that. Four, five. Okay, they're balanced, so that's what it matters more, that those two are balanced rather than being what the board actually says. 5-3, and likewise these 5-3. Yeah. So the current sensing parts are balanced. It gets 20 volts, which is the interesting part. So we can have a look at the battery connector. It'll get 20 volts if you've got a battery connected. That's the weird thing, yeah. So it's like the system isn't able to bootstrap itself. Here's a problem, sysdetect. No, this all must be going fine. So, there. Hey, Rilla. Not what I want, or that one there. There's no cycling going on either. It's just dead. It's just deadpan. Wrong one. Fuse looks fractionally cooked. Yeah, it's fine. I always check those because I have had one instance where, yep, things, the fuse wasn't dead, but it was certainly not a low resistance anymore. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there could be a problem with the reset line, because this here is actually a reset, I believe. I think it was, wasn't it? It's system on a chip clock request. We can try and replace that chip. Yeah, maybe it got damaged or something. That seems unlikely, but you know, we can do it. Let's see, diode resistance reading on the power I2C lines. Oh yeah, we can always do that. You mean on you mean on the battery ones, like these two up here? We usually check these two. It's that data clock. Yeah, it's a deliberate short in this particular case, because I wasn't convinced that the ground pin was doing its job. 6.6 and 6.6, they're bang on perfect. Can't blame those. Oh, do it after the MOSFETs. Okay. So for those wondering, Thomas is... I lost my frickin' schematic. Where are you, schematic? Maximize. Thank you. Schematic. Nope. There we go. Thomas is referring to these ones here. So we just measured these ones, and we measured them on that diode, those pins there. So Thomas is saying measure these ones. Anyway, first thing I'm going to do is test these lines. Dum, dum, dum. Where are you, little chippy? I don't know if you're the right one there. Yeah, 4.6, which is pretty much on the mark. That's the clock one. We're at the data one now. The data one is around the corner a little bit. Over here. 4.6. Yeah, they're both 4.6, which is pretty much what they should be, so they're okay. Oh, that was my finger. Okay. Now, Jason, are you referring to this diode here? There's a lot of things here that it could be. Like I said, I can try to replace this chip here. Yeah, it might be something that's going on there. Maybe it got smushed or knocked or something like that during the rest of the rework that was done here. So this is worth a shot, isn't it? Got 10 minutes technically to go, and then I have to walk away. Huh? It's a 5-padder? That is really different. Huh. What do you know? I don't think I've ever seen a 5-pad version of the 6-pad. I mean, you can tell in the case that it's actually a 6-pad. But yeah, they've just masked over it. That is different. I've never encountered one of those before. Oh well, first time for everything. Yeah, they've masked over it so as to not expose the pad. But oh, you know what I've just noticed? Okay, anyone notice what's wrong here? I just realised what's wrong. Anybody? I'll give you 10 seconds. I'll give you until I get my donor and everything. But yeah, I know exactly what's wrong there. Clock's ticking, people. Tick tock, tick tock. People are like, no man, the pressure, I can't take the pressure. I don't know. Joey manages to get everybody to tell him what's wrong. And when I ask, everybody's like, nah, we're not saying anything, Paul. We're not saying anything. We're not going to say anything. No, it's not put on the wrong side. It's something a little more I can't believe it type thing. And it also tells me that this chip has been removed before. That there, if I zoom in, should tell you more about why I know that was a problem there. No, solder blob's correct. This is why people don't respond, because they're like, damn it, I hate it when I'm wrong. I know I hate it when I'm wrong. I'll tell you very shortly. Maybe if I lift this one up, you will understand what the problem is. To be fair, I'm probably at a bit more of an advantage here. Okay, Toltec, ding 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 ding. Toltec gets the winner's prize, which is nothing other than the fame of knowing that he got it right. Good job, Toltec. Yep, that was what was wrong. There, you can see very obvious big difference between that versus that. Hey, bow. Cap to the right down. Ah, yeah, that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, that I believe is going to be the problem. And it explains the intermittent nature. Okay, so now I've got to reball. And this, folks, is another good example of why we charge more for prior repairs. Because a great number of times, the prior repair is the problem. I could actually just blob solder this one, but yeah. Not Revolve was not made by Soren, or I haven't heard anyone make Soren references in a while now. Alright, so now you might be thinking, oh, well, these are easy, you've only got 3 balls to reball, or 5 balls to reball. But surprisingly, these itty bitty chips can often be the worst to try and reball. They're just so annoying. Because you've got no balance on the chip or anything like that. You're basically just pivoting. Hey, Golden Badger. Jason, with your job, that was that was the ever beloved 2v5. Come on, I've got to have one of these that match. There we go. Nice bit of success there. One thing I do love about these stencils is because they are a matte black, they don't glow in you, don't blind you with the reflections. Okay, that paste is about 3 weeks old. It's all good. And we're going to use 270 at 17% air, or 70 whatever air. Oh no, it's 17 liters a minute. And this should be done pretty quick. Come on. Well, it's taking its time. There we go. That is reluctant to... Oh yeah. I was wondering why that middle top ball wasn't attaching. And as you all know, it's because it's a 5-pad chip, not a 6-pad chip. So we get a free ball. That's nice. We can put that away, save it for later. Beautiful. Hey Joey. Welcome back. Was this only 3 weeks? Yeah. Ach nee man. Hey Siri. Well, there's some nice, solid, chunky looking balls. At least the big upside with this is that you're not going to have a problem getting the orientation right. Hey Kiwi Chess, what are you doing up this late? Okay, well, I don't know if this is going to fix it, but at least it's a reasonably good chance. And if it doesn't succeed after this, then I'm just going to have to walk away because I've got other things to get done tonight. And I'll probably decide that this is a no fix or something. Hey, Brunches. Actually, it's been a while. It's nice seeing all these people that I know used to hang around come back. Come on, drop down faster. Yeah, that's good. Oh, what's going on? Right, stick that into the cooler. Clean up some of the bench before we get ready to do the test. Don't worry, I'm not going to torture you like Joe does with these countdowns that aren't actually countdowns. He just pretends they're countdowns, and then he gets to almost 0 and then he says, let's wait a little longer. Okay, it's probably cooled off enough now. But I kind of feel like this isn't actually going to work. I'll be happy if it does, but I kind of feel like it's not going to. Yeah, something else. Still something else. But I don't understand why. Joey, I have more faith in my reading of the schematics and knowing what those signals were doing than I do in pure luck for that sort of thing. Yeah, just knowing what those signals were around that chip is what made me think, it just doesn't seem like it's that. Because, see, the trouble is that chip was too far down the sort of like the running path of the board for it to be behaving differently if it was on a battery versus on just USB-C. So yeah, we still have dramas, and unfortunately time is up, so I'm going to have to decide whether I'm going to no fix this or tackle it again tomorrow. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't want to push my time too much tonight. Last night I took too long and it was like midnight before I got a chance to play Hogwarts, and then I was too tired and I didn't care, and I was like, nah, whatever, and went to bed disappointed. So coil resistance is reading okay. I'd imagine that, like I said, it's just for some reason it's not yet wanting to bootstrap itself off. The only thing I can think of left really is I will try the ISL. Yeah, no, I've got 5 minutes left. ISL 9240. Now this, I will fair say, is a Hail Mary, and it's probably also going to be a failure, but we'll give it a shot. Only reason I'm doing this is because I can see there's flux all around, and I'm kind of like thinking, why is there flux around this thing? The other thing that bothers me is that it's surrounded by freaking caps, like these sort of caps, and they love to go pop, 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 pop when I try to get the ISL off. They do not care for heat, and subsequently they have this notorious habit of just popping. So yeah. This is probably going to be a dud, but I'll do it. The only thing is I can't understand the process for the ISL becoming damaged. That's the thing that bothers me. So why did it become damaged when it was OK4, or was it always damaged? And it was just a case of their battery ran out. Once their battery ran out, then of course that was the end of the road for it. Swapping ISLs is kind of like swapping TriStars or redoing BIOSes. It's one of those things that people love to suggest to do without the due process that they probably should follow. So this one was reballed. I mean, this one was normal. I think that was an original. But I'm just not... Maybe the flux is just simply because, well, there was just so much flux around on the board. I'm just going to do some hot air wicking. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This one had balls. Yeah. Damn it. Oh, that's right. Sorry. This is how long it's been since I've done ISLs. So I forget that I can't... The wick is too wide. So I have to do it in this orientation. That's good enough. Let's see, pin 1 up to the notch. Smidge of flux. You don't want too much on these things. They're a very light chip and they will very happily float away. It's actually a bit of a funny thing because you've got to have enough flux that it stays there but not too much that it floats. And we're going to go with, oh, we're already at, okay, 30%. Showed a faulty chip, brownish. I didn't see that one. Was it a chip or... I think that was a diode and it wasn't faulty. It's just that those diodes, the pads are so small that the minimum amount of paste they can put down for them tends to make them float up at odd angles. Okay, pretty sure that's down. Really, that's already pretty narrow wick. I wouldn't want to go any more narrow because you'd start losing... mechanically it becomes a bit of a nuisance. And that chip is not down properly. It's kind of got... It's kind of like halfway state. So I'm just going to... It is attached, but not properly attached. So I'll feed it some flux and give it some more air. At least now that it's attached to the board, I'm not worried about it flying away. Alright, there it goes. You just saw it pop down. The 5-pin chip, we had to reball it. Well, we got another one and reballed it. Now I'm waiting for the board to cool down a bit. It's a nice thing about having a big fume extractor is I can just feed it in like a pizza oven. Except instead of heating things up, it cools things down. Three minutes. Come on, give me 20 volts. Now this time I have a 50-50 chance that we're going to have success, but more like, yeah, 90-10. Here we go. That looks better. Come on, 20, 20, 20. Okay, something new's come up now. Did I not get that chip down properly? That's definitely different. Oh, I did not get that chip down properly. My God. I genuinely thought that chip dropped. But it is not. Yeah, that was definitely not dropped. Do not like adding this much flux, but sort of feel like I've pushed my luck so far and it's time to do it seriously. Yeah, it still kind of feels funky. Okay, no, they're definitely proper pancakes now. Phone repair, this is just 2 years out of date Amtech. It's really old stuff. It's way out of date, but it still, you know, works well enough. It looks like it wasn't the ISL after all anyway. So back to where we were originally before we replaced the ISL. Things are the same. What the fuck was that? God damn. People with sand grit? Oh, that is just terrifying, that noise. That is a noise that gives me nightmares. Sand grit in the displays and stuff, and you push down slightly, it has crunch. Because you're thinking, oh great, there goes the the glass bezel. And I still didn't even... Okay, get in. We're not even getting 20 volts anymore. Could it be the 20 volt was a defect? Oh, 20 volt. Oh, I think I know what's wrong with this. Okay, when this happens, it usually means the input MOSFET is buggered. Alright, what do you say, folks? I'll go give Micro his shot and come back and we change the input MOSFET. What do you reckon? Either that or it's just a dead chip. A dead board, rather. So it could be this or this. Yeah, alright. Let's go give Micro his shot, so stand by. See, I have a bug. They're fun little ones. They love to crawl into your shoes at night, and then when you put your shoes on in the morning, you feel them crawling around at your feet. And of course, that's even after you've done the standard shake out of the shoe, because they just hold on the inside. They don't let you shake them out. It's not until you put your foot in there and they're like, let me out, I'm getting crushed. And you're like, ah, and then you got to take your shoe off, and yeah, lots of fun. Alright, so I found, this isn't a guarantee, but I have found often if you get this 5 volt on one port, 20 volt on another port, but zero current, it's often a MOSFET, the input MOSFET for one of the channels. I don't know if it's going to hold true for this one, but we'll try. And of course, I'm not sure which one it is. I guess we'll try both, eh? Yeah, which one was which? Just so that if we... Yeah, just so that we can actually know which one was which. So I'm pretty sure this one here only gave us the 5 volts. Yeah, 5 volts. Okay. And then if we quickly jump to this one, it should give us 20. Oh, that one didn't this time. Okay, it's cooled down. Okay, jump to the other one. I'm just trying to test the theory here, that's all. Okay, jump. Oh, we had the battery connected, that's why. Ugh. Anyway, so this one here is the one that would switch to 20 after we... and with the battery, so it makes sense that one there, which means this one could be the faulty one. 2170 Pedro, welcome back, my good man. Please tell me, how have you got Kiki with you? You know, we're all sitting, well, I'm sitting here and wondering how poor old Kiki is. So have you got her with you? Or are you still in transit? She's great now? Oh, I'm very pleased to hear that. Is she giving you the complete, like, get stuffed, I don't want to ever see you again, you're a horrible master, can't believe I trusted you, I'm never going to let you touch me again? Is she giving you that, or is she loving on you? Ah, out of focus. Horribly. Just waiting for the cool off. Anyway, I'm glad to hear, Pedro, that you're back. I hope you're not suffering too much from the illness still. Can't believe you got hit like that, but then again, that's life. Okay. Yeah, sad noises. Alright, let's change the other one. It could also be the CD3217. It might not be properly signaling the chip to, what do you call it, to switch. The MOSFET, I mean. It'd be funny if I'm actually pulling dud parts from a board. Norwegian forest coming out, but there's teeny tiny little critters, fearsome but tiny. How'd you even get one of those? Parfane, no, the two bridge caps, you talking about back at the pink area? That was deliberate because I wasn't guaranteed that the one side of the cap was actually getting to ground, so I bridged it to another cap that had ground. Or do you mean there's bridge caps here on the MOSFET area? Now I gotta check. No bridge, no bridge. Okay, so you must have been talking about the other area. Not a MOSFET fault, it seems. Yeah, let's try the cheat tool. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of a different cat then. Wasting my time on a board that isn't worth it. Not gonna get my money's worth. Ugh, damn it, need glasses. 2 1. Initially she had a hissy fit, but loves daddy. Oh, that's really good. Oh, it actually do have a fault. Ooh, the same lines as the last time. USB... Okay, it means probably the freaking CD3217 is dead. We've got pins 33 and 40 way out. 33, I'm pretty sure, is USB positive. USB data positive. Anyway, we're going to find out. Above. Microscope. No, wrong. Schematics. Okay. Honestly, it sounds like a whole lot of stuff is going on here. Right, in 33. USB T, USB bot. So bottom positive, yeah. God damn it, Paul. Alright, now the trouble is, it's a really high value rather than a low value, so if it was a low value, that kind of makes it a little bit easier on you, because it would mean something like the TVS diode, like one of these, has shorted. But with a high value, it means something's going on here, because there really are no other places that you can blame. So yeah, I would say that our slave chip here is kaputza. Now the other question is, what was the other pin that they had there? Pin 40 is also very high. So pin 40, USB top, positive. So both the positive lines got shot. So I am going to guess that they have a bad charger, would be my first guess. And was it 3200? Yeah, so I need to get a replacement slave. Ugh. I think I've got one. I think. I mean, I could take one off my donor board, or their donor board, but I'm fairly sure I have actually got one set aside somewhere. Fairly sure. Oh, jeez. It's in here somewhere. I only just recently did it. Is that you? Is that you? Ah, here we go. No, you're 3100. I want 3200. Damn it, you're the 30. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna have to pull it from another board. Damn. Yeah, I was thinking I'll pull their actual charge USB-C lead out. Okay, 3100, that's this one here. Ah, boy. Looks like it's a big dot model. And being 3217s, I can't just use them from anywhere. Civilly fortunate, they do need programming, but fortunately this is why we have to take them from matching boards and matching positions. Like, you can't mix up the master and slave, you've got to get the exact right one. There is a limited degree of interchangeability, like I can take them from a 2159 board and it will work. So 2179, 2159, they're interchangeable. So now if I actually use like the little mechanic USB chip thingy. Oops. Come on. Testing. They should come up basically all open line. Yep, okay, that's good. That proves that I actually have definitely taken off the right part. I know it sounds silly, but I had a bunch of fun the other day messing around, going all crazy, and it was because I was taking off the wrong part. Okay, so I do need to flatten those down. Yeah, it has to come from donors. I mean, I'm sure there's some eBay or whatever traders out there that you can rely on, but for the most part, no. The upside is, though, that these days it's comparatively less common for this sort of failure to occur compared to, say, 3215 days. I don't know whether it's just my luck or lack of luck or whatever, but I've definitely found that I don't need to keep such a large stock of these chips compared to the 15s. Pay no attention to the fuse. Okay. Right, now we've got to pull the old donor out. So this one, I would love to trust this, but see how they look like they've already been reworked? It's basically a guaranteed way of wasting your time. And I have a feeling that I don't have any more 3217s with... Yep, no chip on you. You're 15, yeah. I got plenty of the 15 ones. Nope, nothing on you. It's all Pedro's fault, I'm sure. That was the one I was just looking at. And you can't take them from an M1 either. This is forcing me into the situation where I'm going to have to use the chips. I don't want to do that. Damn it. Yeah, I really don't want to have to use the board they sent me. I got so many 1708s here. Time to throw those things out. They're prehistoric now. Oh, please, 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 B1, please, please. Oh, yay. We might have a win here. Might. Hey, Gabriel. You're going to be 3217s. Yes, you are. And you're big dot too. Good job. Okay. So this is a 59 board rather than a 79 board, and these are interchangeable. Assuming, of course, the chip isn't dead. So we need 3200, which is the slave. Schematics. And funnily enough, this board is the 1598 board, I think. Yep. Okay, 3100 is not the one we want. We want this one here, 32. talking right? So easy to get confused, folks. So easy to get. Yeah, so 3200 I want. $3,200. Okay, so we want the one surrounded by all the other chips. Which is not that one, it's this one. What I'm going to do is actually test to see what its meter readings are. There's not much point going through the process if it's just going to be a dud anyway. So what have we got? 65, 65, 60, 60, 77s. Okay, so that one's good. We'll try the other port. So basically they have to match in like a mirror crossover. A promo 66, 58, 58. Okay, so that's good too. Right, both those chips appear to be fine. Did that unballed chip fix the 20? No, we're still working on it. It's like we're dealing with a multitude of issues here, unfortunately. Oops. I'm going to be running into Joey's segment soonish. Ah, come on, man. Hold on to your chip. And yes, I'm very well aware of the fact that there is in fact a couple of balls that are a little bit big there. It's not a worry to me. Okay, what do we got? 3 rows on the bottom, which means the stencil goes this way. Oh, wow, way off, Paul, way off. There we go. Nice crusty paste. Good enough. I'm just going. So it's sticking your foot into concrete. Anyway, 270, 15. The nice thing about this sort of low temperature is that even these stencils, which are traditionally a little bit heat sensitive, they'll have to buckle and kick. They don't tend to react too badly. Fairly sure most of those are down that I can tell. So it's going to need some flux and a bit of recentering. No, there's no difference in the markings of the chips, they're just programmed differently, and they also are electrically wired up ever so slightly differently. On the master there'll be an extra pin tied compared to the slave. The same chip can do the different jobs, it's just that they're rigged up differently. It is quite the nuisance, I can tell you that much. Anyway, looks good enough to me. There's pin 1, pin 1. Ah, so much hair everywhere. The firmware will probably be burned after the assembly is done, I would say. Because these chips do have a debug mode lines in them. So yeah, certainly it's the way I would do it if I was building these machines. You just get the machine. You get the chip down and then the whole thing will go through a programming process. Damn it. Okay, so here we go. Hope we don't make it jump in the wrong places, otherwise I have to re-ball it again. Nothing wrong with the chips sitting down at a bit of a funny angle initially, as long as it's not too severe. It's kind of helpful actually, because then it lets you know when a chip has moved into place. Okay, we're good. Like I said, there is an electrical rigging. Like if you compare the pinnage of the parts. They are subtly different on the board, but aside from that, it's all predominantly in the firmware anyway. I guess we'll use that tool again to see if it goes beep 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 to let us know that things are wrong. I had this tool sent to me from Mr. Liu. He also sent me a programming tool for flash chips, for ROM chips and stuff, but I haven't used that. But it's a bit of a time saver. Because the alternative is to just go through and test the pins yourself with a diode mode multimeter. Just go through them and find out which ones are wrong. Or you can use that mechanic USB-C port tester as well. Do I want to 3D print it? I'm actually okay with mine at the moment. I can't show you, but I've got this here. But if you want to, you can either... See, that's the other thing, is I'm stopping production of them now. Harold, CMR Zapper, is going to be handling them. I don't think this is plugged in properly. I forgot to hit the test button. There we go. There we go. Testing. Oh, what? What's going on here? Now I've got 30 and 33. Open circuit. I don't need this kind of crap in my life. Might have to walk away from this one. I had the wrong board. Wait, what? What do you mean I had the wrong board? If you mean I took it from the wrong board, well, it's okay, because I know that the 2179s are compatible with the 2159s for that sort of stuff. You have the yeah, I do have the iCloud locked board, yeah. But I'm choosing not to use it on the grounds of the fact that it's a functioning board, so it's actually more useful as a reference than as a parts board. Creature, you pretty much got the end of it. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm actually... Oh, right. I see what you're saying. I picked up the wrong... So this is why I shouldn't work beyond my normal hours. Thank you. Now... I get it. Interesting that that one is also erroring. That's actually interesting. Did they stuff that one up too? Did they plug it in and I just simply happened to be lucky enough? No, it makes no sense. Anyway. Right. I see what you're saying. I was testing the wrong board. Makes all the more sense now. That's why it made no sense to me. That's still no good. Oh no, pin 33 is still high? And so is 50 through to 60. I had these same results last time too, with a different board. I think I need to go to sleep. I don't know why that pin 33 is up high again. Unless the chip that I took also had failed in that way. Which, potentially possible. You don't have to change both of them. You can just change the one. But, yeah. Like, as long as they're a sufficiently matched board, at least that's what I found. And the problem here isn't the, anyway. If it was a damaged ESD diode, it should be reading lower rather than higher. But yeah, same crap. Yeah, David, I mean, yeah, maybe I am wrong, but I have transplanted between them before. That's interesting, we actually had a loop then. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'll tell you what, if I can test tomorrow. Anyway, this will be late for me. But like I said, it's only between 2159 and 2179. But yeah, it's getting too late. I need to walk away from this, and I guess I'll tackle it tomorrow. I just need to mark this chip. I guess what I can do is I can swap those that chip over tomorrow. But what worries me is that it's also problematic on the, even if it was the wrong chip in terms of firmware programming, because it's not from the same board, it shouldn't have failed the diode mode test on the pins. That's basically my point. There's often a clamping diode preventing input from going overall. There are clamping diodes on this, but I'd be very surprised if it was actually that in this case, because I said usually they clamp down rather than clamping open. Anyway, this is, what was this? This was 3200, wasn't it? Yeah, 3200. Okay, 32. All I know is it's gone well beyond the value of the job now, that's for sure. Alright, that's it, I'm done. Sorry it was a bit of a dud. In fact, this is a good example of where you should not get suckered down to rabbit holes. Maybe someone can fix it. Yeah, maybe someone could have fixed it a lot quicker, but because we already had, a good third of that time was spent dealing with the prior damage, and then also the repair damage, because we had missing balls on that 5-pin chip and things like that, and the cap was floating loose on the board. All those sort of things that suck up your time and complicate the job. So yeah, this is another good example of why sometimes it's better to just walk away from a job if it doesn't come clear in the first hour. Sometimes you get suckered into it. Anyway, you all take care. Thank you for watching. Maybe see you on Joey Does Tech Stream later if you're into that. Otherwise, you have a good week, and catch you next